Prologue. The thing we dragged from the wreckage. The battlefield was quiet in the way only fresh destruction can be. Smoke drifted low over the cracked obsidian plain, glowing faintly where plasma fires still burned beneath collapsed hull plating. The battle for Kepri Ridge had lasted less than 12 minutes and would be summarized in a single paragraph in some coalition after-action report. Enemy neutralized. Human casualties minimal. Unidentified xeno-combatant recovered alive. That unidentified combatant was why I was kneeling in the ash, my hands shaking slightly as I brushed debris from a shattered suit of armor. The armor wasn't metal. It was alive. Organic plates, iridescent and fractured, rose and fell weakly with the breathing of the being trapped inside. Cracks glowed faintly violet, leaking energy and something darker. Blood. Medic, someone called behind me. If she's hostile. She's not, I said without looking back. I didn't know how I knew. I just did. Part 1. The enemy who didn't raise a weapon. Her armor was unlike anything in coalition databases. Layered bioceramic plates interlocked with flexible membranes, designed to grow with the wearer over decades. But now it was broken, crushed inward by kinetic impact. Every breath she took forced jagged fragments deeper into her body. She should have been screaming. She wasn't. Instead, when her eyes finally opened, she looked at me, not with hatred, not with fear, but with something closer to confusion. Human, she rasped, her voice distorted by the suit. Why are you still here? Because you're hurt, I said. And because this armor is killing you. Her gaze flicked to my hands. You cannot remove it, she said weakly. It is bonded. I'll figure something out, I replied. She gave a faint, humorless sound. You always say that. I paused. What do you mean? But she had already lost consciousness. Part 2. Armor as identity. We brought her back to the field med bay, a temporary structure erected from collapsible panels and stubborn optimism. Scanners struggled to read her biology. Her internal structure didn't match any known species profile. But one thing was clear. If the armor stayed on, she would die. I hesitated with the cutting tool in my hand. Once we breach that suit, the attending tech warned, there's no going back. For some species, armor isn't just protection. It's cultural. Symbolic. I looked at her again. Her face was partially visible through a fractured opening, angular, elegant, with skin like pale stone shot through with faint light. She looked young. Or old. It was hard to tell. What's your name? I asked softly even though she was unconscious. Her lips moved. Valith. I exhaled. Oh, Valith, I murmured. I'm going to help you. Even if you hate me for it. Part 3. No one has ever undressed me before. The first plate came away with a sound like breaking crystal. Valith woke instantly. Her body tensed and a sharp intake of breath escaped her throat, not from pain but from shock. What are you doing? She whispered. I'm removing your armor, I said quickly. It's shattered. It's cutting into you. I'm a medic. Her eyes widened. No, she said. You must not. Another plate shifted and she gasped as blood welled beneath it. Her voice dropped to something raw. No one has ever undressed me before, she whispered. Human. The room went very still. I froze, suddenly aware of how this must look. My hands on her armor, tools poised, her exposed skin luminous under med bay lights. This isn't that, I said carefully. I'm not taking anything from you. I'm trying to keep you alive. She searched my face. In her culture, I would later learn, armor was not clothing. It was identity. To remove it was to strip away status, history, self. Slowly, painfully she nodded. Then do it, she said. Before I lose consciousness again. Part 4. The fragility beneath the plates. Piece by piece I worked. Each plate removed revealed more damage. Deep lacerations, bruising that glowed faintly where energy weapons had scorched her tissue. Her physiology was resilient but not invincible. She never screamed. She asked questions instead. Do all humans touch strangers so freely? She asked faintly. Only when we're trying to save them, I replied. Is that not intimate? Sometimes, I admitted. But intent matters. She considered that. When the final piece came away, she exhaled, a long, trembling breath. I feel small, she said. I covered her with a thermal blanket immediately. You're safe, I said. No one's looking at you. No one's judging you. Her eyes closed. I was taught, she murmured, that humans were careless, violent, that you destroyed without understanding. I cleaned a wound gently. And now? I do not know, she whispered. And that frightens me more than certainty. Part 5. Conversations between heartbeats. Valeth remained in the med bay for days. Coalition Command wanted to interrogate her. Scientists wanted to study her. Diplomats argued about classification. I ignored them all. As long as she was my patient, she was protected. She told me her people's story in fragments. How they were called the Estra, how their armor was grown over decades, how it recorded life events in its patterns. Losing it, she said quietly one night, is like losing one's past. You'll grow another, I said. Won't you? Yes, she replied. But it will be empty. I hesitated. You're more than what you wear, I said. She smiled faintly. You sound like a heretic. Humans are good at that. Part 6. When the war reached the medbay. The attack came without warning. Astra loyalists, her people, breached the perimeter, desperate to retrieve what they believed was a captured noble. Explosions rocked the structure. Valeth tried to rise from the bed, pain flashing across her face. They've come for me, she said. If they see me like this, without armor, they will believe I've been broken. You haven't, I said firmly. Weapons fire echoed closer. I made a decision. Grabbing a spare protective suit, human-made, crude, functional, I helped her into it. It's not armor, I said. But it will protect you. She looked down at it, then at me. You would cloak me in your own kind's skin, she said softly. I would, I replied. If it means you live. She met my gaze. Then I will walk beside you, she said. Not behind. Part 7. The meaning of standing together. We escaped through a service corridor as fighting raged elsewhere. Valeth moved slowly but steadily, leaning on me when necessary, not because she was ordered to, but because she trusted me. When her people finally found us, weapons raised, she stepped forward. Enough, she said in her native tongue. They froze. She stood unarmored, wrapped in human fabric, unbroken. I was not captured, she said. I was saved. Silence followed. Then slowly weapons lowered. Epilogue. What remains when armor is gone? Weeks later, Valeth stood on the observation deck of a neutral station, watching stars drift by. Her new armor had begun to grow, smooth, unmarked, waiting for a story. You saw me at my most vulnerable, she said. And you did not take advantage. That shouldn't be remarkable, I replied. She smiled. In my experience, it is. She turned to face me. When my armor is complete, she said, it will bear a mark. Not of battle. Oh, I asked. Yes, she said. Of the moment I learned that strength is not what protects us. But who? Somewhere beyond the glass, wars continued. But here, between two beings who had crossed lines neither fully understood, something quieter endured. Trust. And that, I had learned, was the strongest protection of all.